Alright, until today I've never worked with a photo flash before. My name is Martin, I'm a videographer and light designer, and today I got to see the difference between constant light versus flash photography. We're going to work in 2 different studios today and we have only 4 hours, so let's get going. Later in this video I'm going to show you how we took some nice photos with continuous lights in my own little studio. But first we took a short walk to this amazing place nearby called Studio 35, which comes not just with 4 ready-to-shoot backgrounds and great looking sets, but also with more than enough professional equipment. As you can see, I did not know that, so I brought my son's cart with a bunch of gear, which turned out that I won't need at all. No big deal, because naturally as a parent I'm used to carry around a ton of useless stuff all day long. As I mentioned earlier, both Kathy and I never worked with flash photography before. Kathy is used to taking photos in beautiful natural lighting environments or illuminated stages like the one I've built for the Escape the Internet music video. And I'm just not a photographer. Here you can see me turning on professional photo flash equipment literally for the first time. And I have to say, it was surprisingly easy and fast to get it to work. You simply connect the wireless flash trigger to your camera. In our case, it's the Sony Alpha 7 Mark IV. You turn on whatever photography strobe light in the room you want to use, and it worked immediately. So I hadn't worked with photography flashlights until this very moment, although I'm very experienced in lighting and making a set or a person look good. Or at least look cool. Okay. So let's leave the good looks to the pros. Just after we finished all of our lighting settings, today's beautiful model, Victoria, arrived right on time. Hello. Since we booked the studio only for 2 hours, we immediately started taking photos of her and we tried all of the different backgrounds and played around with the lighting and her poses. As you can see, Victoria asked us to take some new professional business-like photos of her, and quite frankly, this is not my world at all, so I accepted the challenge. I know there is a lot of useful knowledge about the right light setups and positionings that you can find online for sure. I myself never had any kind of education regarding lighting. I simply just always try around until I like what I see. This studio offered 3 backgrounds, black, grey and white, which we could change just by pressing a button. And on top of that, we had this cool looking wall background as well. In my experience, the best looking results were achieved by setting up 2 lights from the side to light up the object or person. For some reason, it always looks so much better if one side is brighter than the other one. Here you can see the difference. On top, I need at least 1 light that comes from the back. I believe you call it highlight? Please tell me in the comments. And also, you need to light up the background.
Ich will es hinten heller machen.
What I then do is play around with the levels of each lamp until the photo looks right and balanced. I had no idea what the numbers on these flashlights are telling me, so I tried the difference between a high and a low number, and guess what? The higher the number, the brighter the flash. I know this is definitely not the textbook way to go, but this is how I always achieve the best results for my projects, and yes, sometimes it took forever.
Okay, Entschuldigung.
What I learned is always to change just one thing at a time. Whether it's a camera setting, a lighting setting, an outfit change, or a different pose, always do it step by step and don't start rushing it.
Das ist sehr lustig.
Our 2 hours at the amazing Studio 35 came to an end pretty quick, and we're really happy with the results that we could achieve in such a short time frame. We packed our stuff and went right back to my own little basement studio / game room / gym / whatever. One wouldn't believe it, but I've already recorded quite a number of great music videos down here, mostly for my friend Bernd. The big benefit here is clearly my huge LED wall that can not just create simple colored backgrounds, but also produce all kind of illusions or dramatic looks. One main problem with these video panels is the fact that you can see each individual pixel. In Bernd's recent music video collab with Nick Nocturnal, this look and style was actually useful. But for today's theme business photos, we clearly needed something very neutral, so I'm using this white fabric, which has the same effect like a frosted filter in photography. This blurred out the look of the LED wall completely, and all you can see is just a very seamless colored background. Obviously, the LED wall is its own light source, so there is no need to illuminate the back. Additionally, I've set up 2 bright wash lights, by the way, very cheap no-name product, something under €100, and as a highlight from the back I'm using these small parkans, which are actually Philips Hue spotlights that I can change from warm to cold white seamlessly. So the lighting situation was very similar to the photo flash setup we had before. But of course, now these are continuous lighting sources.
Ist besser. Der Schatten weg.
Es ist besser, ja.
This setup was already looking pretty good, but we were facing one more problem. There was a shadow that was not very flattering, so I used my Astera A1 tubes to place them on the floor in front of her and have an extra light source from below. As you can see here, it completely took care of this shadow issue. Since we've already hooked up those cool lights, we started to play around with some colors, and this is definitely something that I prefer doing with continuous lights rather than trying around with photo flash and endless setting changes. One famous look, I believe not just I am calling it the Miami look, is having two lights from opposite directions. Magenta, purplish red, and teal, blue-green create a visually striking and cool effect because of their contrasting relationship on the color wheel and the way they interact in terms of color theory. When paired together, they create high contrast and vibrancy, making the combination visually appealing. Please grab or Google a color wheel and check out what other beautiful combinations with complementary colors you can achieve. Although it was not a business look at all, it's always fun to try around with these kind of lights since it's so easy. And by the way, Victoria, I'm so sorry for the placement of the GoPro on my head. This was totally not on purpose.
For me, it was a great experience and I had a lot of fun, and I hope you like the photos as much as I do. You can let me know any kind of ideas or feedback in my comments. I'm always grateful for new knowledge and creative input. If you liked watching this, I would be very happy if you subscribe to my new channel, and I hope you will watch my next videos as well. See you next time.